What's going on, everybody? Thanks for clicking on the clip. Initial complaint on this monster: when it rolls, it clicks. When you start it, it falls in gear. Well, that means the training gears are getting a little too close to each other, and we need to split it apart and figure out what's going on. So we got a rip down video, an inspection, put it back together, and drop it back in the bike. I'll be finishing the assembly of the bike and getting some videos up of it running after the fact. But it's very basic, simple teardown, pop flywheel off, pull all the case bolts out. Doesn't really matter when you pull the cylinder off as long as you pull it off before you try and split the cases. That one camera's kind of shaky. I don't quite understand what's going on, but we got two cameras going on. This one angle is not the best, but at the same time, it's all a learning experience and we adapt to it. Definitely a lot goes into being a content creator, that's for sure. The amount of editing time that you have after you turn around and you make videos is crazy. I got the bolts out, tried giving it a tap. That side was not budging. We'll find out later why that side was not budging. Sometimes you can pop that case half off and you don't have to pull the clutch side apart at all. Makes things kind of nice. Little brute strength and ignorance. Get that last screw. Stuck on a dowel, of course. Nope, stuck on the kicker gear. This motor may have 2 minutes total runtime on it. Fixing the problem before it gets really, really bad because it fell into gear and it'll take off on you. That folded washer, always, don't forget about that folded washer. Little BB fell out. That clutch ball, you forget to put that clutch ball in there, your clutch will never work. Been doing this a long time. I've never had a problem using an impact to get that nut off. Gaskets usually fall right off. It's not really hard to do. All the bolts go in the cover. Everything stacks up, gets out the way. Pull the shift shaft out. Get the shift drum where it'll actually fit through the slots in the cases, because it has to be in a specific spot to get these cases apart. If you're going to pull the clutch side. Kicker idler gear. Main kicker assembly. Get that straight blow through Allen wrench again. Wacka wacka. Pop it a few times. Cases pop right apart. Take bolts out. Stay on side. Pop it. Slide her off. Now looking around, I don't really see anything problematic to begin with, but the gears are ringing as I spin the transmission. You can hear the dogs hitting each other. I'm going to get in there and move stuff around, figure out what exactly is going on. I think it's a bent shift fork, but I'm not 100% sure at this point in time because, well, I haven't gotten it apart yet. Middle shift fork's fine, nowhere. That first gear shift fork that I got to get this thing apart and get that shift fork looked at. Now this transmission is not moving in and out. Usually you can get those gears to slide in and out. It's not moving. The output shaft is stuck. Apparently when I powder coated this block and motor, some of the powder got into the counter shaft and it kind of glued itself to the bearing. I was not aware of that at this point in time. I just knew that it wasn't moving. That shift fork looks okay. No wear. Everything's real pretty. That drum is stuck. Everything's stuck. And it doesn't want to come out. So, brute strength and ignorance again. If it don't want to come out, hit the fucking thing. It's moving. Hit harder. Input shaft looks okay. Everything's good. Washers are where they're supposed to be. Falls apart like they always do. So we know that's good. That's a bonus. Shift drum. Oh, nope, that's the other shift fork. That has a wear mark on it, though. Back to brute strength and ignorance. Pop the bearing out. Put bearing and transmission pieces in a press. Press it apart. Because, well, you still don't know that it's glued together. You just know that it's stuck. Press make short work of it. No big deal. Back to the workbench. Beat the bearing back in. Hit it a few more times for good measures. Knock stuff off the bench. There you go. Tap. It took a little bit where I had to actually sand the bearing, sand the output shaft, get that all squared away, get the powder coat off of it. The powder coat was what was sticking it together. So after I got that all fixed, everything slides together like it's supposed to. I can turn around, put stuff in, and make sure that there's no more rattles. I did have to go get another shift fork because the one fork that I had a scuff mark on it that I really didn't like. So after getting another shift fork, turn around, put everything back together. Inspect, inspect, inspect. I do not want to take this thing apart again. So you look at everything, you inspect it, you make sure everything's all square, you put it all together, and hope to God the clicking's gone. Fortunately, this time, yes, the clicking was gone after I got it back together. Everything worked fine. things going back together really didn't seem like they wanted to seat very well. Had to keep moving stuff, making sure everything was right. Being kind of extra tedious on this one because, like I said, I don't want to have to take it apart again. I just put it together. Bike should have been on the track. Never made it to the track because, well, it fell into gear. Now it's going back together and going up for sale. Fox Podium RC2 Banshee rear shock. CRF 450 shortened. 06 front inverts. Scott steering stabilizer. Built motor. Ported, polished. And hopefully now the transmission problems will all be solved. I said the top end's got maybe 2 minutes on it. Couple of heat cycles. And one, now I'm pissed. You're getting ridden at least. Run down the road and back. Hell, you can still see powder in the exhaust port. Yeah, somehow I ran out of room on the camera and all the clutch basket side assembly got missed. So I had to go through, delete some videos, and then continue on with the reassembly. So yeah, missed the clutch side, go back together. Wasn't bad. All went together fine. Put the jug on, as you can see already. And in the bike she goes here very quickly. Clutch cover. Of course, gotta be problems with the clutch cover. The kicker gear was not seated all the way in. And it keeps sticking. So grab it, twist, click, pops into place, put it back together. You know, because it can't just go together once. Let me know in the comments below how many of y'all have to sit there and put things together and take it apart a few times before it's all done right. Smooth projects are always fun, but majority are not always smooth. Now, I do not like using a gun for assembly, only when you got to tighten certain things. But yeah, cover bolts and stuff like that are by hand. Clutch baskets put back together by hand, except for the main nut that goes on with the gun. Not a whole lot of torque goes onto these cover bolts. Tap, kicker cover. The little twitchiness of that camera is. All right, there's the bike. Those fork guards look good on that bike. Nice gold inverts. She's pretty. Somebody gonna have fun with her. Top mount tank. New tires. Look at that. Motor just goes right in there. Set her in the cradle a little bit. Get her pinned in there. To the other side. Bang. Drop right in. Now for the fun part. Alright. Swing arm bolt in. Rattle around the frame a little bit, get stuff lined up. Lower motor mount bolt. Search through the pile of stuff. See what you put on first. Throw a bolt in the upper motor mount plates. And do up the final assembly. Really appreciate you all clicking on the clip and watching to the end. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because there's going to be a ride video afterwards and many other kinds of videos. I've got conversions coming up and plenty of other videos coming up for you guys to enjoy. Hit the like button, get the algorithm kicking a little bit, throw a comment in there. I'm sure somebody's going to have something to say about how I built this motor. But been doing this stuff almost 40 years. Not my first rodeo. Been doing Z's. Oh God, I've done so many Z's. Yep, custom work. All custom work. I'll do restorations too. I'll do whatever you guys need me to do. Custom parts. There's a whole Sawyer custom line of stuff. We've got merchandise. Redbubble.com. Sawyer Custom. Got a short 4 or 5 t-shirt list, or not just t-shirts, but mugs, pet rugs, whatever you want. They put the logos on wall, all kinds of stuff. Got the Sawyer Custom eBay store, frame plugs, grab bars, bushings, a few different things there. Some fish stuff too, kind of comes and goes. Y'all have a great day, and I'll let you get back to finishing up this video and enjoy.